Another separate issue Emmanuel Macron did speak about is Europe's migrant crisis. He listed a lot of problems, no real solutions from what I could hear.
Well, what Emmanuel Macron sees as the solution is solidarity. That's a word that Emmanuel Macron has used over and over again, particularly since June, when the migration situation really came to a head. Now, Emmanuel Macron, one of the many voices in Europe saying that the migration situation right now is not a migration crisis, it's a political crisis. The numbers of migrants arriving into Europe, irregular migrants, I ought to say, is drastically down from that peak in 2015. We've had fewer than 100,000 irregular migrants arrive since the start of this year. However, clearly, there's still no system on what happens when these people get here, how people who don't have the right to stay would be returned to their country, secondary movements within the EU. So somebody arrives, say, in Italy, but wants to ultimately try and get to Germany because they think the job prospects are better. What happens there? And also, finally, what to do about trying to make conditions where these people are coming from such that they don't want to leave their country, don't want to make a perilous journey and come to Europe with all the problems joined there. So Emmanuel Macron highlighting those four areas as real planks that need to be worked on, all in tandem, all together. Africa, a real focus right now. We know that the Austrian Chancellor and the European Council President have been speaking with the President of Egypt. Donald Tusk proposing now a summit in Egypt in February with leaders of the Arab League to talk about those very issues, investing in Africa and also cutting people smuggling networks to try and stop those flows across the Mediterranean.
Catherine, thank you very much for that. Catherine Nicholson there.